entering the town of Twin Peaks.
There was a fish in the percolator.
A damn fine cup of coffee.
You are witnessing a front three-quarter view of two adults sharing a tender moment.
It is happening again.
Take another look, Sonny. It's going to happen again.
What kind of fantastic trees have you got growing around here?
I'm going to turn it upside down.
Sheriff, we got a lot to talk about.
Sheriff, why my tummy hurt?
My tummy hurt big time. I feel nauseous.
I think that's the intention.
Yeah. And we feel nauseous because we just finished Firewalk.
And are recording immediately. So for everyone out there, this is a collab episode between Horror Hour with the Hannas and Horror Hour with the Hannas Twin Peaks podcast. Welcome to Twin Peaks, a Twin Peaks rewatch podcast.
That was a mouthful and a half.
So we're combining forces because we're covering a movie.
Forces, aka just
it's Hanna and I. It's Sheriff Hanna and Special Agent Matt, and then also Matt and Hanna from Horror at the Hannas together.
Yeah.
Four of us are in the room right now.
Yeah.
And Jason, who's also here. Jason the Librarian, as we call him.
Hello.
And Jason has not been on the show yet, but I've said many times that Jason's the reason I watched the show in the first place. And it took me a long time to watch it, but now he got me to, so now I'm trying to make everyone else do it via this podcast.
Proselytizing.
Yes,
Twin
we are the
Peaks
missionaries of
religion.
Twin Peaks.
Jason, when did you first watch Twin Peaks?
Would have been during COVID, a little bit after 2021-ish.
I thought you watched it sooner. I thought you were like watching in high school. Okay,
Yeah.
that's interesting.
What made you watch it?
It had come up on blogs frequently, people that I read. And also it was noted as the favorite show of like actors and producers that I liked. And so eventually it was like, but the premise is like, oh, it's set in the 80s in the Pacific Northwest. That's not something I would normally be interested in. And I was like, oh, I'll give it a whirl. And the rest, as they say, is history.
Had you watched other David Lynch projects before, or was this one of the first?
This was the first David Lynch.
Oh my god.
How are we just learning this? That's crazy. I thought you'd watch a lot of his other stuff. I thought you'd at least seen Eraserhead before that.
No.
Wow.
You hadn't? Because I know I saw Eraserhead in 2015.
There you go.
Sorry, years.
What years?
In college, and I remember telling other people about it. So I know like other Jason, who's called in before, he definitely watched Eraserhead way back then. So I assumed maybe you were a part of that.
But this is the beginning of it for you. That's awesome.
That's
It was probably
crazy.
the beginning of it for a lot of people, to be honest. I mean,
COVID?
it was...
Yeah.
Oh, I just meant Twin Peaks in general was the beginning.
Oh, yes.
For people who love David Lynch.
I think it's the
Accessible,
most
was on TV.
accessible
Yeah.
Lynch.
I think it was this, and I think Eraserhead was the second one that I watched.
Okay.
Because I was talking to someone about Twin Peaks and saying how I wanted to watch more David Lynch films. And they're like, oh, I can start with Eraserhead. And then
It's the first,
There we go.
so it tracks.
And you're watching along with the show. So is this your third rewatch? Is that what
Yes,
you told
this
me?
is my third.
Okay. Fantastic. And you've probably seen this more times, or no? Would this be...
This is only the second time I've seen the film.
Oh, okay.
Oh, shit.
All right.
Okay,
You're going to have to
interesting.
watch it again once you're caught up with the our show.
Yeah.
You and Jason Farkas. I want to find this in theaters. I just keep saying that. Wherever I can sit down and cry in a dingy theater, that would make me really happy watching this
Independent
movie.
cinemas have been showing
know.
David Lynch projects a lot, but especially this and The Return. I feel like I've seen the theaters a lot in independent cinemas. So very cool.
So you have a question for Jason?
I do have a question for Jason. We have asked all our guests so far, what Twin Peaks character do you most identify with? Because obviously, you know, I'm the show's sheriff, Matt's the show's special agent. So who are you?
Not Chet
the
Desmond.
show?
Chet Desmond. I'm not Chet Desmond.
No, that's okay. You don't have to be Chet.
I know.
No, I think I can claim Gordon Cole. So I think we both have mental logic that to us is a straight line, but to everyone else just seems extremely bizarre.
It fits a lot to me, but you're an Aquarius. David Lynch is Aquarius. This character feels like an Aquarius. The way of thinking. There's something about that I see.
No, I said it a while back when we were doing this. I was like, Jason's gonna be Gordon Cole. I know you wanted the log lady a little bit, but we have Britt as our log lady already.
I do just like saying esoteric things to the people around me.
Gordon Cole kind of does that too, though. Even more in The Return, I would say. So, but we'll get there.
He's in The Return.
Okay, sorry. I shouldn't have said. Is that a spoiler?
Spoilers.
David Lynch is in his show, yes. He's in his own show.
I'm so excited. I love, well,
I'm sorry to spoil it.
I don't like when he yells, but I love when he yells, you know?
Okay, so anything else, or can I get to...
I think we should jump into our discussion of Fire Walk With Me, because I think it's going to be a long conversation.
Yes, and I have background, so let me get through our background. So we are covering Twin Peaks, Fire Walk With Me, which is the prequel, sort of, to the show that we've been covering, obviously. It was released August 28th, 1992, directed by David Lynch, and written by David Lynch and Robert Engels. It was announced just a month after the series was canceled, and Lynch finished the film less than a year after it was greenlit.
Jeez,
so he flew through this, which was pretty impressive. He called the film, before it was made, or excuse me, I'm not sure. He just called it my cherry pie present to the fans of the show, however, one that's wrapped in barbed wire, which is a great thing to say, and also is very true considering the reception.
It also is really funny that he called it a cherry pie present, since we have our bit about cherry pie moments. And you know what, David? There's 2 cherry pie moments in this film. I was going to say 0. There's not. There's 2.
Earlier, we were talking about mid-budget films. So this had a budget of 10 or 12 million in 1992. So yeah, this was like cheap. It bombed, unfortunately.
Then
though.
I don't know how cheap it was in the early 90s, but
even
it's
compared
definitely
to
not crazy, no.
It completely bombed in the box office.
And it premiered at Cannes and bombed at Cannes, right?
That's what they say. They say it got booed, but then there's like discrepancy over how true that was. Mm-hmm. However, it did get panned by critics, and I'll get there.
And he ended up being a Palme d'Or winner at Cannes. So
for Wild at Heart, right?
Yeah. So you know what? Fuck him.
That's crazy. Yeah.
That's a crazy fucking movie to be a Palme d'Or winner for.
Like, and not to get the recognition for something like this that is like borderline a masterpiece.
Oh, Wild at Heart was before this. My bad.
Oh, He was
I was
working
thinking about my dates, and I was like, that doesn't make sense. Wild at Heart is definitely.
We're dumb because he was working on Wild at Heart while this TV show was running.
I'm not dumb.
Well, I'm dumb apparently. Okay, so Mark Frost, I think you might have noticed, was not a writer on this. He didn't have a writing credit. Mm-hmm. It was just Engels and Lynch. Mm-hmm. So Mark Frost was not involved with the film because him and David Lynch disagreed on whether to make it a prequel or a sequel. Mark being the more sensible one here wanted to make a sequel as a continuation of the show.
That tracks for me.
Lynch wanted a prequel because, quote, I was in love with the character of Laura Palmer and her contradictions, radiant on the surface but dying inside. Frost wanted a sequel because, quote, he felt very strongly that our audience wanted to see the story go forward, which, yes, they did. And again, very sensible Mark Frost, but wrong. And he proposed starting the film right where the final series left off. Lynch ended up winning out, and Mark did not work on the project. There's also some rumors that the relationship was a little funky because of how everything in season 2 went down. I take all that with a grain of salt because I've heard 100 different stories about what was actually going down. But he said, I think upon release, he liked what he saw. So, and he comes back to work on The Return. So
can't be that pissed.
I'll be quick here, but this movie was panned upon release and got some insanely funny bad reviews. It has completely been reclaimed now, and there's been a lot of reassessments that think it's phenomenal and is great.
I see it in people's top 4 on Letterboxd all the time.
I think it's a really important film. I think people were in love with a version of Twin Peaks that was incorrect. Like, it was the way they saw it, but not the way Lynch intended. And also, like, the show is cheery and funny, but the subject matter is deeply dark and sad. Mm-hmm. And I think Lynch was like, I need to just show them how deep, dark, and sad this actually is. Kind of like Frank Herbert writing Dune Messiah after people didn't understand Dune well. And so he did that. So it got panned for that reason, because people were not ready. As Marty McFly said, you guys aren't ready for that, but your kids are going to love it. So just a couple of these. Vincent Carnby, I am going to name names because I think it's funny, of the New York Times, severely panned the film, saying that it induced a state of simulated brain death.
That's a ridiculous thing to say.
Yeah.
But also, like, that's what gets people to read your shit, so whatever.
Dave Kerr was quoted calling it simplistic, puritanical, which is, puritanical is insane, depressingly interminable, and proudly naive. The naive one pisses me off a lot.
Don't get saying simplistic or naive, like, almost at all.
The
like,
naive part is
wrap my head
incomprehensible to
around
me.
saying those things about this project.
Oh, and Gleiberman quoted, "True folly, almost nothing in it adds up."
That's also stupid.
We're watching the same movie.
Also, like, did Owen not watch the show too? Because
Maybe not.
the show, it all really makes sense as much as it needs to, based off if you've watched the show. Yeah, I'm sure if you watch it on its own, it's pretty fucking confusing. In
It
ways.
stands on its own pretty well.
That's
Because,
cool.
yeah.
I'm not watching it on its own, so I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
And Janice Forleach said, "It's trauma cinema. Never has a beginning so dishonored the ensuing story." And I also completely disagree with that, which we'll get to.
I mean, there is a lot of trauma in it, but no.
Yes. So, do you want me to just do full plot description for the folks out there and for us as a reminder, and then we'll really dive in?
Okay.
Okay, so we begin with the Deer Meadow prologue, and it starts here. A man smashes a television as a woman screams. Then we cut. In Deer Meadow, Washington, police discover the body of Teresa Banks. The FBI's Gordon Cole sends agents Chester Desmond and Sam Stanley to investigate. Unlike the town of Twin Peaks, the locals are cold and unhelpful, and the police are hostile. While searching Teresa's home, the agents see a photo of her wearing a strange ring, which has disappeared. Desmond finds the ring, but disappears himself. At FBI regional headquarters in Philadelphia, Cole and Agents Dale Cooper and Albert Rosenfield are interrupted by the long-disappeared agent Philip Jeffries, who recounts a vision of mysterious spirits before vanishing. Cooper searches for Desmond, but learns nothing. Then we cut to the last 7 days of Laura Palmer, which was also how the movie was named in Japan. It was Twin Peaks, The Last 7 Days of Laura Palmer. All right.
Yeah.
1 year later, Laura Palmer juggles her double life. Popular and beautiful, she is Twin Peaks High School's homecoming queen. However, she is traumatized by Bob, a malevolent spirit who has been raping her since she was 12. To fuel her cocaine addiction, she dates her drug dealer Bobby Briggs and moonlights as a prostitute. She also cheats on Bobby with James Hurley. Laura finds that someone has ripped out her diary entries about Bob. She entrusts the diary to Harold Smith. After two spirits from Jeffrey's vision warn her that the man behind the mask is in her bedroom, Laura witnesses Bob searching her diary's usual hiding place. When she runs outside, she sees her father, Leland, instead of Bob. At dinner, Leland seems free of Bob's influence, but badgers Laura to tears. After dinner, he tearfully apologizes to Laura. In a dream, Laura visits the Red Room and meets a future version of Cooper and the man from another place, who cryptically calls himself the Arm. The man offers her Teresa's ring, but Cooper tells her to reject it. Annie Blackburn appears in her room and instructs her to write down that the good Dale is in the lodge and cannot leave. Laura travels to Canada with her pimp Jacques Renault and two clients. Her best friend Donna Hayward naively follows her to support her. Despite Laura's misgivings, she lets Donna come along. After a client spikes Donna's drink and takes her top off, Laura drags her away. She begs Donna not to become like her. Bob's rival, Mike, confronts Leland in front of Laura. After Mike brandishes Teresa's ring, Leland recalls killing Teresa, a prostitute who resembles Laura. Teresa once recruited Laura to have sex with Leland, but he backed out after seeing Laura. That night, Jacques dispatches Bobby and Laura to pick up some cocaine. In the woods, they meet a man, Deputy Cliff Howard from Deer Meadow. The deputy takes out a gun and Bobby shoots him, killing him. At night, Leland hands his wife Sarah's a spiked drink. She hesitates but finishes the drink at Leland's urging. While Sarah dreams of a pale horse, Bob rapes Laura and his face turns into Leland's. The next day, a distressed Laura can barely think. The angel from a painting on her wall disappears. She breaks up with James and Bobby, realizing she only dated him for cocaine. Jacques summons Laura to his cabin for a sex party with Leo Johnson and Ronette Pulaski. Jacques rapes Laura. Leland arrives and knocks Jacques unconscious while Leo flees the cabin. Leland then drags the girls to an abandoned train car. Laura watches her captor's face flicker between Leland and Bob. Bob says that he wants to possess her. Leland shows her the diary pages he tore out and says, "I always thought you knew it was me." An angel helps Ronette escape while Mike tosses Laura Teresa's ring. Laura puts on Teresa's ring, distressing Leland. Leland kills her and throws her body into the river. In the Red Room, Bob and Leland meet Mike and the Arm, who demand Garbonzia, which translate in subtitles to pain and sorrow, from Bob. In response, Bob draws blood from Leland and spatters it on the floor. Laura's body floats down the river where it will be found in the morning, starting the events of our show. But Cooper comforts Laura's spirit in the Red Room, and an angel appears before them, and Laura cries tears of joy. And then the movie ends.
When they say Garbonzia, I'm always like, why are they talking about garbanzo beans?
Talking about creamed corn.
I know there's creamed corn, my man.
Yeah, the creamed corn finally came full circle for you.
Yeah.
Okay. Hanna, just tell me, spitball some thoughts about this film for me.
Okay. This is like a full-ass horror movie to me. This is genuinely terrifying in a way that is like real life scary. Obviously, we've talked about it throughout watching the show, but the assault of anyone is truly one of the most horrifying things that could happen to a person. And then considering that it's assault of a minor since she was 12 and by her dad.
Mm-hmm.
It's like truly one of the most disgusting things that as a person I think you can fathom. So this movie's horrifying, and I actually did have some hides, which I don't know if I expected going in.
You had some gasps, and so did I. I had some holding my heart because I was upset.
Yeah, there are some imagery in this film that's truly like horrific, and I'm glad that it doesn't go any further than it does, because it goes just far enough to be horrifying without being graphic.
Agreed. It's like, I don't want to call it tasteful because it's not, and it's not supposed to be, but for a film, it is taking it basically to the line of where it becomes more exploitative.
Yes.
It's like needs to be shown though, because it needs to be shown in its like disgusting and scariness that it is, I think. I think that's really critical.
And I think Britt said it when she was on the show earlier that you can tell when filming that the actors and actresses were safe.
Definitely.
And I think that that's a similar vibe you get from watching this. Which is good. But yeah, I hid at the nail scene.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
And I hid at eating cream corn. That was really tough
Not
for me.
the brutal assault, but...
I think I did look away one time, but not as, like... It was a different kind of disgust, you know? Like, that's not fun or cute for anybody to watch either, but it wasn't graphic to me in the way that pulling a nail off your nail bed is. It's just a different type of image. But if you want me to get into, like, more general thoughts, I can. I had a question before we get too deep in anything. Okay. I'm going to start with a thought and then move into that question. So I thought it was really interesting the way it began with the Deer Meadow investigation of what happened to Teresa Banks, and how that contrasted with how the investigation began for Dale in Twin Peaks. Because obviously when Dale comes to Twin Peaks, and we talked about it on our podcast, how they're immediately so welcoming and open to his help. Like Truman is like, thank God someone's here. And I was finding myself like just so fucking pissed off that in the show, the people, or in the movie, the people in Deer Meadow were like, absolutely fuck off, get out of here. And unfortunately, that is the case in a lot of real life cases.
Deer Meadow's like very much supposed to be the anti-Twin Peaks.
Yes, I see that. And
it begs the question though, is it safe under the surface? You know, where Twin Peaks is evil under the surface and nice on the outside.
That is a very interesting question. But I do think that it's interesting, like the difference in the cooperation and just simply how that contrasts to real life murder cases when there are bodies across state or county lines, and that means that different precincts need to be involved in investigating, and how that has led to so many murders not being solved.
Guys don't like the federal government coming in.
Yep.
Yeah. What was your question, though? My
question is, there is the deputy from Deer Meadow that has the ring under his trailer. And then he later shows up when Laura and Bobby are
in the woods. He was one of the dealers.
So I assumed he was one of the dealers. Did they answer why he had the ring under his trailer?
Was it under his trailer, or was it the trailer with the grandmother and her grandson?
It was the Chalfant trailer, not his trailer.
The trailer wasn't...
He went towards him, and then... No, you know what? He pulled it out from under his trailer, but then Cooper goes and hangs out where the grandma and son trailer was.
Because there isn't a trailer near where the grandma and son was. There's just the dirt.
I can't remember, though.
Is it over, I think, to... It was my understanding that he then walked over to the deputy's trailer and the ring was underneath of it.
I don't know if they make it super clear, so I don't have a good answer for you.
Okay. I was making sure I didn't miss something.
I don't think you missed anything.
Like, if I'm gonna
I can't remember if he went to one and then went there and found the ring, or if the ring was under there. Either way, the ring was just there.
Okay.
And he picked it up, and when he went to grab it, he disappeared. Into thin air, possibly.
Yeah. I mean, I also wouldn't be surprised to... Oh, we were just combining two different experiences, one with Dale and then one with the...
Yes.
Dude. My bad. Okay. But I wouldn't be surprised if it was under the deputy's trailer, if that's because he was soliciting her
very possible
services, and that's another reason why they would obviously not want to be cooperative.
Yeah.
He's clearly like engaging in some nefarious things.
I like that read. But all right, give us some other general thoughts, since you're the first-time viewer.
I liked how so many of the details in this obviously connect to the show. Like, no shit. There's events happening that we've been told that happened. But I liked the small details as well. Like, all of the fans, which is horrifying.
We've been talking about the fans a lot, and I said, keep looking at the fans.
And I was like, why am I looking at the fans? I don't really understand why you want me looking at the fans. I understand why you want me looking at the fans now. Because obviously, like, in the... pilot, I think it is, and it shows up a few other times in the Palmer house. There are these very close shots of the fan running in like the stairwell, and specifically that shot looking up the stairs, which we see multiple times, which we then saw in this film of him turning on the fan, and also the grandson, whatever he is, David Lynch's grandson, saying it was his son, but in the original it was his son. This was a different actor here, I'm pretty sure. I figured that as much. He doesn't. But sorry, continue. Okay, but he says he's under the fan now, and so yeah, the understanding that he's turning it on when he assaults her, so his wife maybe doesn't hear. That's exactly what's going on. Yes. And so like connecting that detail from watching the film with what is in the original run is really alarming and uncomfortable. There's also the detail of Laura when they're in the car together saying, "Daddy, is that engine on fire? It smells like something is burning," because we've talked about that smell before plenty of times in the show. And then I also thought the detail of the Annie that Laura sees is dressed like the Caroline from episode 22. Yes. So I thought that detail was really interesting. And she says to her, "Good Dale's still in the lodge." Yes. Which sorry, go ahead. Yeah, obviously is a response to what we had just seen in episode 22. Which, when we were talking about it, and I said, "Well, it's kind of a sequel," and you were like, "What do you mean?" And I was like, "I'm not elaborating. Never mind. Yeah, this is what I meant. Is that there is a." So I see that now. Yes. Yeah, I also find that twist interesting, especially since we had just talked about how every time that a lot of times in the dream he sees Annie, or in 22 he sees Annie, but it's Annie saying or doing things that were really Caroline. So I think then having like that swap here is also really interesting. It like feels very fitting from what we've seen. Definitely. And how those two characters to him are in a way is not interchangeable, but both representative of traumatic things that he's in, traumatic relationships that he's now had. Okay. I've talked a lot. So... Yeah, no, that's fine. I mean, I'll just say I agree that this is a horror movie. I think it's phenomenal. Mm-hmm. I think it's such a great way to do a prequel, sequel to the show. Like, it's a little bit of both. I think it expands upon the lore while also hitting what makes Twin Peaks really good, which is the character study of it. And, like, Laura, I think, is just one of the most amazing characters I've ever seen, one of the most well-written. I absolutely adore this character. Mm-hmm. And I think Lynch was totally right to want to explore her further. Yeah. So, thoughts, Jason? Yeah, I remember watching it, because I was just watching stuff the first time The Order came out. And I didn't read anything about it beforehand. I'm just watching it assuming that it is going to be a sequel because it came out afterwards. Mm-hmm. And the Twin Peaks season 2 ending being so, not a cliffhanger, but not an audience pleaser either. And then seeing it come around this way and just be this in-depth character exploration of Lara and what she went through, I thought, because I think the show would still be satisfying without this, but it adds so much depth to everything else that happens that I think I can't
separate them anymore.
I completely agree. And I find that people were so upset with their cliffhanger ending. I actually think this film ends it perfectly. Like, I love The Return. I think this film caps it, and it makes total sense, and I am very satisfied with the final ending of the show if it just ended with this.
Well, because I do think it, we just recorded on 22, and I was like, I would have been so fucking pissed if this was my ending to the show, not knowing that I'd have The Return eventually. But I do think that, yes, there are things that are still completely unanswered from watching this, but I think there are things that would have pissed me off had I never had The Return as an option that I do think kind of get resolved here. We know, not resolved, but answers here. We know, we have confirmation about what happened to Dale.
Yeah.
Right? So these things kind of have a conclusion, and there's having this piece also gives the thematic arc a lot more weight.
Yes.
So,
and it leaves you with a little bit of hope as well for both Laura and
we
Dale.
certainly don't have that at the end of season 2.
No, not at all. So that's it's even funny. Lynch pretends oh, I gave you it with barbed wire, but in reality, I do find the ending of this movie hopeful compared to the end of that. So it's he gave you a reasonable ending, I think. And also just a kind of masterpiece of great filmmaking. And we haven't even touched on that because you kind of know what you're going to get with him. But just every weird choice, every conventional choice he makes, everything kind of works perfectly together. This is a very approachable film for him while still having, his signature flair. Yeah. Because it really does study Laura as a character. And she's fascinating. So I do want to talk about her a bunch, but we'll get to that. So, anything else we want to hit on just general thoughts?
I feel so much of what we'll end up talking about is going to be related to what the movie means, what its purpose is.
Themes, what actually went down, theories, yeah.
Yeah.
So, we can keep moving then. Do you want to get to our Special Agent Cooper on the case, where you name 3 moments you think will matter in 25 years?
Yeah, well, since I know that we have The Return, I thought this was still a fitting bit to keep in here.
Could you imagine that we have to wait 25 years in real life before you can watch it? Could you imagine? Put yourself through their shoes.
No.
All right, well, we won't do it.
I'm not resuming the show when I'm 55.
To be honest, I'm not brave enough either. I need to watch it again. So.
Okay, so the introduction of the Blue Rose Task Force, which we know quite literally nothing about besides seeing the Blue Rose and Dale mentioning
a Blue Rose case.
Task Force. So, and I've heard the term before. I'm pretty sure you've said it.
Through cultural osmosis.
I'm pretty sure you've said it.
There is a podcast called Blue Rose Task Force.
Yes, and I feel like you mentioned it vaguely on the podcast, or maybe we were talking about that podcast existed, and I was like, I don't even know what the fuck that means.
Did you like the mime?
Yeah.
Giving Chester all the information? Chester or is it Chet? Now I can't even remember.
It's both.
It's both.
It's
okay.
both.
I
didn't know what to do with that, but it felt very David Lynch, so I was like, all right, whatever, bro.
Fantastic that Coop isn't the strangest person on the task force now.
It's really funny.
Also,
that's a really good point.
Chet is kind of I think it's so funny. They're giving us discount Coop on purpose. He's fucking with us to give us oh, you want Agent Cooper? Well, here's this guy who is just not as cool Cooper. He seems
smart, but with lacking any of the odd charm and charisma that Coop has.
Yeah, and he makes Sam spill coffee on himself. He's kind of mean, and then he disappears. He's out of there. But I think it's funny to get the same kind of hair, and it's as a viewer, you're where's my boy? Who is this fucker? And it's again, it's that middle finger he gives you in the best way possible.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I just things I was thinking about. All right, so yeah, tell me, what's going to matter later? The Blue Rose Task Force.
Yeah.
Doesn't get any bluer.
What the fuck?
Inside joke for Jason.
Okay, shit. Okay.
And for the viewers who have seen The Return.
All right. The return of the characters from the lodge and Red Room, specifically learning that the man from the other place is called the Arm. Why?
Why do you think? Where is there an arm else in this show? Or lack of an arm in this show?
Yeah, Mike doesn't have an arm.
Which is something he cut off.
Yeah.
Okay. 2 + 2 equals?
So, are we saying that the arm man from another place is the like part of himself that he cut off that craved the garbanzo beans?
Very possibly, yes. That's a lot of people's interpretation. That's how I interpret it as well. That's Mike's arm. Okay, Jason,
so
thoughts? I mean, do you agree?
I hate it.
I've come around.
And how about the scene where Mike and they're talking together and he grabs his shoulder where his missing arm is and they speak together?
Too, and that's why when that scene happened, I was like, I don't know if I understand what the fuck's going on here, because I know Mike at some point obviously chopped his arm off, and he's already chopped his arm off, so he shouldn't be looking for pain and suffering right now. Like, he shouldn't be craving that.
Yes. My thought is that is the arm, or the man from another place,
but that would
speaking, because
why,
he's part of that, and that's why Mike is, and that's also, you have to remember that the lodge works in weird ways, and so, like, I don't know, time works. It's also just cool, so I don't know if you're going to get a good answer, but I think that makes it very clear when he basically grabs where his arm would be and speaks as him, that they are one.
Yeah.
Remember that was also said in 22 by the giant. But what's confusing is, and you never really know, is that the arm / the man from another place has also helped Cooper early on.
Yes.
But it's like but is he also maybe evil because he's the evil part of Mike's arm? Or is this all part of a bigger plan? Like, you can question all of these and go down super rabbit holes.
Stop making my brain
what the red room is, and whether the waiting room is the Black Lodge, if the Black Lodge is down the hallway.
Or they're both the White and the Black Lodge together.
What is it like? Yeah.
That's, I think the waiting room is just in 22, the room he's in initially, and then he's in the lodge, or the red room, which is part of the lodge later. Because also they live above a convenience store, and we saw them above the convenience store in Philip Jeffries' moment. That's why. So is that the Black Lodge, or is that part of the Black Lodge? Like, I don't know. And we saw other entities there. But then again, Grandma Tremont and her son, who has the mask on, helps Laura.
Yeah, I had questions about that later as well.
I'm not going to have answers. Are you going to have answers, Jason?
No.
There are spirits, and I think it's the idea that there's not all good and evil. Sometimes it's both, but there are some that are hunting pain and sorrow, and it's clear that Mike, Bob, and the arm at some point were ones that were.
Yeah.
Or the arm was part of Mike, and he cut it off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And, the arm also showed up in a lot of bad moments as well, like Josie dying from fear.
Yeah.
But he also helped Cooper out. But again, they don't work. Him and Bob might work against each other, with each other. It's a little bit of both. So, yeah, lots of thoughts. But
question mark.
Yes, question mark. But just things to think about. So there you go. There's your answer on that. I'm just going to help.
I love recording this kinds of episodes at 10 p.m. I can't think no good past 8:30.
Yeah. No, you figured it out. I think it was a reasonable question.
But my last Special Agent Cooper on the case moment is Dale and Laura end the film together in the red room, and combined with the good Dale is in the lodge and cannot leave. I think that points to where we will be in the return. And also,
hold on to that thought.
Yeah, and also, confirms how we interpret the end of 22.
It's also just so wonderful, him comforting Laura there.
Yeah.
It's this amazing moment of, that's the good Dale right there. That's the Dale I know. And she just got here, and he's going to do what he can to help her. And then it kind of changes the whole dynamic of when he's way older, and she helps him with the case in the future, and or in the past and the dream. And
time
and
is
then
so
time
confusing.
Gets really fucked up. It's very Arrival.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Which we just watched Arrival, although it's more complicated and cooler, to be honest, even though I love Arrival.
I was going to say the very concept of time here is confusing to me, but I think that's... There's so many theories about
Think of it like a nightmare or a dream that you're having. It's not exactly... Time doesn't really work there.
Yeah.
That's the way I think about it. So it is kind of like Arrival. But okay, are those your main ones? Is that good, Jason? You think that those are good ones you should carry forward?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so let's talk best performance, and if anyone has any other answer than me, I will be shocked.
Okay, we all know it's Cheryl Lee.
It's Cheryl Lee. And hot take, here's my hot take for the episode. Absolutely ridiculous to not get an Oscar nom for this performance. And kind of ridiculous not to win. She's phenomenal. This is like a generational performance.
And this movie just... no awards recognition anywhere because it was so panned. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I feel like there's a lot of really good work happening here that I don't think the Academy is the type to acknowledge. I don't think if this comes out now, I don't think the performers who who I think should be nominated would be nominated necessarily.
That's true.
I think maybe she could be.
This doesn't get made now.
But like, yeah.
I can't believe it got made as is at the time. I can't believe they let them make a prequel, to be honest.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and I'm thinking like Ray Wise is so fucking uncomfortable in the show and the film. But like, they would never...
My guy had a Best Supporting Actor nom right there. I'm saying.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. And like, that would never fucking happen.
Yeah. That's my hot take, though. Cheryl Lee, I think, gave a generational performance right here, and then didn't work much after this.
And that's fucking crazy, too. And in that regard, I'm really glad that he gave us this because he gave his girl work.
Yeah, and gave her, again, like a lifetime performance.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable the range she has in this, and we got to give him credit for directing because we kind of have clearly he's taken a lot of actors that other people don't like to use and has given them amazing performances. So it's got to be a little bit of him.
Naomi Watts in Mulholland Drive, like her career was, she was like, I'm gonna have to quit acting. Like I have no career, and he gave her the opportunity and worked through some of the growing pains.
Yes, and she knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, she's incredible.
Yeah. So that's just my main thing is Cheryl Lee is just so heartbreakingly good in this. Like that's the best way to put it is she hurts me. Laura Palmer becomes a real person to me when I watch this and I'm right there alongside her and I'm just like want to reach through the TV and save her myself. And I know we can't. So
Jason, thoughts?
For best performance?
Yeah.
No, yeah, definitely Cheryl Lee.
But anything about it beyond what I'm rambling about?
No, she has such... It's an expressive face with everything. Like,
in voice.
Yeah. I feel everything that she's doing.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I mean. You're like there. It's so hard. It's hard to watch.
All right.
You just like love her.
Yeah, I agree.
Especially because, and this is a writing thing, I'm sorry, the way she's portrayed could come across as that she's like a bad person, but we know better. Like we're smart. We're like, no, this is not a bad person at all. This is a great person that is dying on the inside due to circumstances outside of her control. And it's heartbreaking. So, and we'll get into that because that'll come into our themes and everything. Okay, let's do some cozy versus...
Oh, hold on.
Never mind, go ahead.
I was going to say, since we all very clearly agreed Cheryl Lee was the standout performer, Jason, do you have a runner-up?
I think Ray Wise, too.
That was also mine.
Yeah, same.
He's even more sinister in this than he is in the show.
Easily. Yeah.
It's like, yeah, it's hard. He was pretty disturbed by this role as well.
As he should be.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that is like how performers should feel when they take on work like that.
Yeah.
Like Stanley Tucci taking
Lovely Bones.
The Lovely Bones. His wife was like, you can't do that. And he was like, oh. And like there's so much discussion about like how disturbed that they found the material, but like also that's why it's important to do.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, now we'll get
Cozy
to
versus
some...
Nightmare.
So Cozy, this is, when we talk about Cozy versus Nightmare, this is Coughing Baby Hydrogen Bomb of a movie of...
Yeah.
There's not a lot of cozy in this.
I have a cozy though, but
okay.
I have a very clear... I'm very confident in my silly cozy moment, so I'll go last. Jason, your cozy moment.
I like when Laura and Donna are lying down and just talking. I think Donna has the one thing, it's like, do you think Mike would ever write a poem?
To add on to that, there's an amazing shot where Donna says, like, James loves you with this sincerity, blah, blah, blah. And Laura side-eyes her so hard. Like, what is this bitch talking about?
Man is so
funny.
fucking stupid. I have no tolerance for this right now.
And also didn't help her when she needed help.
No, he's very much like, Laura, why are you like this? Okay, bye.
Yeah. She did... We'll get there, but that's fine.
I mean,
I'm not blaming her.
Not
she wanted him to run off, but yeah.
Yes, I'm not saying she made it easy to be helped either, but he makes little to no effort. And he's a teenage boy, so it's like, it's really tough.
Donna's the one that's closest to helping her, but Laura doesn't want her to be in danger either. So,
and she very, very much makes decisions to protect Donna.
Yep.
So, what's your cozy moment?
My cozy moment, I think the ending is really happy, although horrible and sad. I think the way it ends is like the upbeat ending we need. Upbeat's not the right word.
It's not upbeat.
It is a happy, hopeful ending.
I think this ending is somewhere in between.
We can argue over that, but that's fine.
No, I agree, but how we got there is so fucking terrible that it immediately can't be a cozy moment for me.
It's so hard to come up with happy moments in
I
this.
have one.
Go ahead.
Bobby kissing her photo in the hallway.
That
I wrote that down immediately. I said I have my cozy moment. I have it. And
This
Bobby
isn't-
also like kind of like dancing outside. It's
Oh,
like,
of course,
I love this man.
Oh, when Laura calls him stupid and was like, if he turns around, he'd get dizzy. That's pretty
Yeah.
cozy. Like, I bet you big dummy, I've been behind you all day. Is
Yeah.
good. There's not a lot of cozy.
Lots of Bobby
I think
cozy
that
early on.
Laura as a person is just like, is cozy to me because it's like, this woman is great and I feel so bad for her. And I don't know. That's my whole thing. I keep coming back to that Laura's the best character and I completely agree with Lynch on all that. But I have a lot of Black Lodge moments, which is like the whole movie.
Yeah.
So I tried to pick a unique one,
Okay.
if you don't mind.
I wrote a million down, so you can go first.
There is you know what? This is kind of an in-between because when Laura basically is like, I need to protect James because if he finds out, he's going to kill James. Which, again, Laura is the best because through all of this horrible shit that's happening to her, she's doing Meals on Wheels. And when faced with certain death and all this, she's going to take that over her friends being in danger. She literally like protects, I was going to say Moira Kelly because that's who plays her. She protects Donna. She is shitty to James. She basically does the go on, get to the dog. We don't want you anymore to James.
Yeah.
To get him to run away. Knowing very well that like her time is coming because of what she has seen and to protect them. And what she says to him though is he's talking to her and she says, your Laura disappeared. It's just me now. And I was like,
so
I'm
sad.
going to melt into the couch. I am going to throw up and piss and shit and cry and scream.
Yeah.
That was a little vulgar, but
No, it's true.
like it's so sad because it's like he's built up this version in her head and she's built up something and she's just so stripped down to bare bones because of the abuse that she's suffered. And like she's basically just doing all this horrible stuff because it's self-harm, it's self-sabotage because of the horrible shit happened to her. But there's also this level of, even though she's having sex with older men, she also at least has control of her body in these situations. So it's this weird mix
For the most part?
For the most
Like
well, she gets tied up. That's bad.
Yes.
But I'm saying she might be overly sexual with, with Bobby and with James because she actually has control for once. And it's just heartbreaking. So, yeah. All right, that's me. That's it, though. But it's just me now. It made me so sad for her.
Yeah.
Because you're still more, you know?
Yeah. I know. Jason, your Black Lodge moment.
I think, well, it's definitely a scene where she's in the middle of getting raped by Bob and she's holding his head and it just morphs into Leland.
Yep.
Yeah.
One of the most uncomfortable things I've ever
That's
seen.
when I think
Bingo.
Hanna looked away. I know.
Yeah.
I knew that was like, the rape scene is the Black Lodge moment, but it was like, I got to name something else.
I have a buildup of them listed, but yeah, that's the worst one.
Let's let you go for it, Hannah, and then we can just comment.
Okay. She runs away screaming, and then she sees her father leave the house and yells, "No, it's not him. It's not him."
And sobs into the grass. Ugh.
Terrifying, horrible.
Really good filmmaking.
Yes, I agree. Also, the scene at the dinner table where he looks at her necklace and says, "Did you get this from a lover?"
And Sarah says,
Disgusting.
they don't call them lovers anymore.
And Sarah's very much... That scene also makes
She
me really
grabs her
sad
cheek.
because Sarah makes it very clear that she's uncomfortable with what he's doing and that it's not okay. And she like gently tells him that his behavior is not okay, but she's not that assertive. And I think obviously to some degree she knows what's going on.
I think they make it obvious, at least in my opinion, that Sarah has known this has been happening
I
and
wonder
has done nothing.
to what degree she knows it's happening.
It's interesting thing because he's doing that and it's such an uncomfortable scene and it's so unhinged. But she's not sitting there. Neither one of them were like, Leland, what's gotten into you? This is so unlike you. They're both just sitting there terrified.
It's about
That's
what's going on behind closed doors that we never saw in the show.
Well, it's horrifying, like you were saying, to think we never saw Leland acting out quite this way because the character that he was acting out this way towards is deceased.
Mm-hmm.
So we never get this side of him through the show up until Maddie.
Him
And
grabbing
even
the
that
cheek,
just
I'm just
wasn't
thinking.
quite the same. So I do think this film is a really disgusting look into what was happening, like you said, Jason, behind closed doors.
Mm.
And it's just horrifying to think about, again, like how Sarah knows enough that it's really upsetting and disgusting. I wonder how much.
I had in my notes, Sarah definitely knew. Mostly because of the scene where she drinks the spiked drink and puts it down, and then he pushes it and she just drinks it anyway.
Yes.
And then sees the white horse, which we'll talk about the white horse way later.
Yeah.
So you think the implication there is she is like, okay, fine, I'll finish it because I don't want to take in what's about to happen.
That's my opinion. There is stuff later in the show that makes me think that more, so I am like a little more...
I mean,
I think about it a little more that way. I would never say they make it exactly clear, but I think that there is a subtext later that makes me think. And I also just think, to me, it's clear in this.
Yeah.
I also think it's more interesting if that's the case, because then that even shows further how abandoned and alone she was in this.
Yeah.
That her own mother couldn't help her. Or chose not to.
Yeah.
And her therapist didn't do shit. And her boyfriend was just being used for cocaine and didn't do shit. And
Jacoby is
not in this.
Not mentioned at all here.
James is too dumb to do it. And Donna saw the self-harm and did nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone has guilt and they should feel guilty. Is my thought. Even her friend. And then this like recontextualizes all the shit that James and Donna do in the next one of trying to solve it, because they probably have some semblance of guilt.
Yeah.
Because they missed something. It's why Bobby's out there going, we killed her.
Yeah. It's like Bobby's the only one
then,
emotionally intelligent enough to like have these feelings and express them.
And then
that's crazy.
Yes. And then rewatch the show like Jason and I did, where Leland's jumping on her fucking coffin.
Yeah.
And think about it. Sorry, Jason, I interrupted you.
Yeah, I think about in pilot episode, the teacher being like very upset about everything. I mean, you would be when one of your students that you presumably liked was just murdered. But then the scene when she's in the classroom, the clock is just going by, and like Laura's sitting there like disassociating and sobbing, and the teacher is doing nothing. She's not asking how she is, and I say, "Are you okay, honey?" And she's just, it's like, well, period's over. It's like you can all mosey out now.
I was thinking that too when that was happening. That like. She's publicly crying and no one's acknowledging it.
We just ignore stuff all the time. We ignore the pale horse all the time. Right. So
I had some other Black Watch moments.
What's the quote? The pale horse is the white of the eye? Or is
the horse is the white of the eye.
The horse is the white of the eye. Well, we'll talk. Yeah, there you go. That's what I mean. They're ignoring it's the white of the eye. You can't see through the white of your eye.
Okay, I don't know what you're talking about, so I'm going to just move on from
I think it's funny for anyone who's listened if I start just spouting shit. Okay.
Leland in bed with Teresa saying, "Teresa Banks, you look just like my daughter."
Yeah.
Fucking vile. And I think it's lines like that that give credence to the argument that Leland knows what he's doing.
And is in control.
And is in control. That, and also, I thought you knew it was me the whole time.
That was when we talked about it then. I said I think the movie would make it a little more ambiguous of which it is. But I agree.
It's still in ways ambiguous because there are things that kind of show it to both sides. But when he's saying that shit, like it's part of him knows at a minimum.
We'll get to it because I want to talk more about Bob.
Yeah. And then finally, Leland bringing Sarah a drink and forcing her to drink it all, and then going into his daughter's room and slowly moving his head and hand up her body. And then and I found that scene so horrifying because you're like in your head inserting Leland into the picture because
even though it's Bob you're seeing.
Yes, yeah. Not self-inserting, but like you in your brain are putting him into the picture because you know it's him and you're like, holy shit, that's disgusting. And then they do it for you. And it's like, oh my God, I cannot take that we now see her father's face and hair in this image.
The trauma for her would be just like insane to finally have like that realization that this person that's been molesting you since you were 12 is actually your father and you can't run away from the fact anymore.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's horrifying. Horrifying.
And meanwhile, Leland thought she knew the whole time. Which is even more insane that he said that. Yeah. So, okay, my goodness. I love this movie, but when we talk about it like this, it's like, I can't believe anyone can watch this.
Yes, I know.
I can't. My mom's going to watch this and be like, what the hell did you guys get me into? Mom, shout out. I know you listen. So I'm scared for the call I'm going to get after you watch this movie.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one.
I'm a little worried.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now what are we going to talk about? Dying to discuss. All I wrote was, since we didn't do vibe check, that Laura is an infinity out of 10.
That's beautiful.
I noted the whole, even in all this, even with everything going on, she saved James and Donna. And did fucking Meals on Wheel and was helping John Horn and was teaching Josie English. Like, what the hell, girl?
Mm-hmm. Oh, shout out to my boy Harold.
Shout out to Harold. You know, one more Black Lodge moment is when Laura says, so you want to fuck the homecoming queen?
Oh,
and I was like, I'm going to
so
vomit. I'm going to vomit.
That was so ick.
Yeah.
All of those people knew exactly what was going on. They had to have seen her crying from the bar moments before.
Yeah.
No,
in
literally.
the Roadhouse, where the Roadhouse has been seen as like a nice place. And now all of a sudden, other than Jacques working there, I guess. Yeah.
That's never been nice.
It's not good.
Yeah.
Twin Peaks is a seedy place. It's secret. Again, it's this whole suburban like fakeness that that he's trying to call out. But all right. I
have a bunch of questions for the room under Dying to discuss.
That's fine. Jason, do you have anything before we want to get to Hanna?
No, I'm fine to move on.
Okay.
How do we interpret the Mrs. Tremond, whatever the fuck, dream?
Which one?
Well, okay, so the painting, and then, or the picture, and then the dream that follows.
I don't know. I don't remember. I do remember, but I don't know what I think about it. The painting is her angel leaving.
No, I'm talking about the picture they give her.
Oh, yes.
That then
tell me what happened.
dream.
Tell me what happens in that dream again. Do you remember?
Like walking through the house, but then she sees the two of them in there, and then I think that's the dream too. Hold on, I wrote more notes down. You talked about it as it was happening, so I thought you would knew what I was talking about.
A lot happens in this movie. It's the picture of the door.
Yes. Fuck, where is this note? I wrote very little down, so I can't even elaborate.
I don't know the answer to this one.
Jason, you know this moment.
I know, I can see it. I see her appearing in the painting. I see her walking through the house. I see her meeting them.
Do we foresee this as some kind of, like, warning? Or, like, assistance in some way?
It's so ambiguous to me who they are, because they're in the room. They're in the red room, or they're. Or
I think they are. Well, they are at some point. They also in the show are eating cream corn, which is garbones,
and they're in the room
makes you
above
think
the
that they're an
convenience
entity.
store.
Yes, they're in the room of the convenience store.
Yes,
which makes me think that they're somewhat bad entities that are going to feed on.
That's
pain
the
and
thing
sorrow.
that's very interesting, because then I feel in the dream it's kind of like this. What happening?
That's what's kind of confusing. Is like there sometimes seems to be helping, and other times seem to be feeding on the fear or the pain and sorrow. We should say. So I don't know. I don't have a good answer to that one. What's your next question? Because Jason
great.
and I don't.
God, that went super well. Okay. How do we feel about the new actress playing Donna?
I think she's great. I think she's really good in this, and I think it's a good fit. So, what about you, Jason?
She's good. I'll always call her not Donna.
Yeah.
But she's great in the role. She gives it her all.
I found it distracting.
Interesting.
Because I'm like, that's not Donna. That's a fake.
I almost think, I'm not convinced, what's her name? Laura Flynn Boyle would have been able to do this.
Neither
version
am
of Laura.
I have difficulty picturing her in this role.
I do too.
What was the reason given for the recast?
I think she wasn't available.
Is that, that's a fact that has been factually stated?
I just know that Sherilyn Fane wasn't available. Yeah. I don't know. I can't remember why. I'm pretty sure it was just unavailability, but.
Yeah. I wonder if there was like a secret third option where he was like, man, I don't think she can do it. We're just going to recast. Or like, she won't take her shirt off, so we're going to recast.
That, I don't know.
But yeah, I found it. I also was thinking that, like, I don't know how well she'd perform in the role, but at the same time, I'm just like, who's this fake woman?
I pulled up Wikipedia. It's reported that it was scheduling conflicts. Thane that said that in 1985 she didn't want to turn because she was disappointed with the way the second season got off track. But she says a lot of stuff. She's kind of odd in real life, in like a sad way.
Okay.
And I mean, both of them are actually. And then also, Laura Flynn Boyle said that later, even though it was supposed to be scheduling, that she thought that the portrayal of women was misogynistic. Or treatment of female characters was misogynistic, which is a complete misreading of the show. Mm-hmm. Like entirely, I would say.
Yeah.
So, yep.
It's critical of the abuse of women, actually, but go off, Queen.
Yep.
Okay. So my next question for the group, which we know your opinion on, Matt, so it's more Jason. What is your interpretation on Leland's knowledge of what he's doing?
See, that is fascinating looking at it in the context of the film, because like we talked about a little bit earlier, in the show, we only see him afterwards. Mm-hmm. And we see him after Sarah's collapsing and he's the source of stability in the house until he snaps completely. But we don't know what he was like before that, and this seems to indicate that he was never the most stable person, and that those kinds of instances that happened at dinner were probably not uncommon.
Yeah, I think just going based off Sarah's reaction in that particular scene, it's like she seems really unsettled, and she's like, "Stop being such a creep, Leland. That's not what they call it."
And stop grabbing her cheek. She doesn't like that when he's pinching the shit out of it.
But it's just said so much in a way that it feels like this is completely normal behavior, and she's saying it, but she knows it's not going to do anything.
I think, as far as his knowledge of what he's done, I think the molesting of Lara, I think he full well knew that he was doing that, and he tells her that when he's killing her. The murders themselves, I think he might be repressing or not necessarily in full knowledge that he's killing people.
Oh, so I think he killed Teresa, not as Bob, because she was going to blackmail him. Which was, I don't know if you caught that, since they don't explicitly say, but they said Teresa was going to blackmail someone, and that she asked what their dads looked like. And it's because Teresa realized that was Laura's
When did they
dad.
say that?
Well, they didn't say it. They typed it because it happened in the pink room.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. Jacques said that Teresa asked what Laura's dad looked like.
Jesus
And
Christ.
then also Teresa said that she was going to get money because she was going to blackmail somebody.
Yeah, because Teresa arranges for them, a couple extra girls to come, for them to go in the hotel
And
room.
ends up-
And he sees Laura and
yeah,
Ronette, and he's like, sorry, gotta go.
I caught that part. I think maybe I was typing a note or something in the pink room scene. I don't know, because I did not catch that. So, okay, that tracks.
So that's my assumption. I also think, and it's my theory, and I didn't fully say this, I think Bob's along for the ride. I think Bob possessed him early via another type of being molested or sexual assault. And that Bob is like along for the ride, enables him, but it's still Leland's choice.
Yeah, he says, Leland says, like, I saw him. I was a little boy.
Saw
And
him.
he throwing matches at me.
You want to put a fire, little boy? That's what
Yeah.
he said. And I also think, and I think they make this clear, that so Bob wanted Laura next.
Yes.
And that would have been the cycle of abuse continuing.
Well,
and
and
Laura
she
would have,
sees her reflection as Bob in the mirror. So.
Which would have then... that can only happen, I guess, if Laura, though, chooses to continue this cycle of abuse or sexual assault towards someone else.
And why are we saying that she had to choose that?
I think Leland had to... It's hard to say. Well, because Leland Leland was molested, right? And then he continues that cycle.
Yes.
So I guess you're right. It wouldn't have been... Laura breaks the cycle, right?
I'm asking you.
Oh, why does she choose not to? I think she chooses to die.
Yeah, okay.
So that she doesn't get possessed.
Yes.
So that she doesn't continue the cycle.
Yes.
Yeah,
okay.
That's what I mean.
Okay,
sorry.
I don't know, for some reason,
The way I said it
you're not
confused you?
answering this correctly.
Okay, my bad. I had to think about it.
But I also don't know if I asked it in the way that makes sense, and now my brain is turned to mush.
I think she dies
pass
to protect
this.
others, and that's why her
she's
angel
Jesus.
returns. That's why I've joked that. Yeah.
She is Jesus, and she died for our
the
sins.
show opens up with the log lady intro saying Laura Palmer is the one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because she's Jesus.
Well, again, she's not Jesus. That's a little simplistic, but there is like a level of...
I know.
That's what has to
happen. I think thematically there's a lot of complexity with spirituality and religion. So.
That kind of, and I thought that was a little more apparent to me when the angel saves Ronette and not Laura. And you're like, oh my God, she's been fully abandoned. But it's no, it's like, it sucks because I don't want her to die. And I think that's unfair. But it's like, denies Bob. She said, no, you're not going to possess me. I'm going to put this ring on. You're not going to possess me. I'm not going to
how we see
do this. Or I'm not going to be taken over.
That's what we see her putting the ring on.
Yeah. And so he said, so then he kills her.
Yeah. Although Coop tells her not to put the ring on.
Which is very interesting.
Maybe because Coop doesn't want her to die. Coop would... I think that's my thought. Coop doesn't want another victim, even though it would have resulted in the cycle continuing.
My best guess, and this is only very lightly parsed out, is that the ring links them with the lodge somehow. Mm-hmm. I don't know exactly how. I don't know when. The arm says, like, with this ring I thee wed.
Yes. Yeah.
And Chester touches it and disappears.
Yes.
Philip Jeffries has been gone.
I think that perhaps Coop didn't want him to, or want Lara to be involved with the lodge at all, looking in from where he was. Mm-hmm. But that, I guess, being associated with it offered a degree of protection that she otherwise would not have had.
Yeah.
So that's, I don't know.
There's also a level I think that she has to let Bob in, though, as well. Like, I think Leland let Bob in because of the abuse. And Laura didn't. So it's like kind of, there's not a clear answer, right? It's like, did the ring protect her, or did she just say no and put the ring on and that allowed her to then be in the lodge after?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a lot. It's fun to think about. You'll be up late at night thinking about this movie, Hannah. Let me tell you, because I have been.
One of my questions I wrote down was, why was Laura not supposed to take the ring? So I'm glad that there is no definitive response there.
Yeah, and how did Cooper end up getting it? And then the giant took it from him. I forget how Cooper gets it. And
I was going to ask, is that the same exact ring? I know it's the same symbol, but I'm confirming, is that the same exact ring? Because I don't remember.
I think so. What do you think? I don't know.
I'm not sure. I'd have to.
I thought his was like all gold and not like had the stone on it.
It has the symbol. I thought it was green though. But I don't know.
Cooper's ring.
Hannah's got to look it up. Cooper's ring. Images. Let's see.
It's you just write with Cupid.
Cupid, yeah. Dale Cooper's ring. Dead air. Look, there's the. Sorry, I'm looking at the arm holding it.
It's Coop's ring.
That's it right there. I think that's it, but I don't know.
I thought it was not, but I could be.
They also could have probably
wrong.
changed a prop. You never know.
All
right, careful. You might get spoilers. All right.
I'm not seeing a photo with it on very clearly on his hand, so
I think
I'm still.
It was up here. It was further up. There. That's from a promo of the show. Oh, it's a little different there. They don't have the symbol on it, but they add the symbol later.
That's from something completely different. Okay. So I don't know.
Okay.
Because in all his pictures, it looks like not that ring. The ones that I can see from the side.
Got it. Okay, well, let's not worry about it right now.
Anyway,
you got any more questions?
Because I was just wondering. So, like, that's one of my other questions is, like, if he had her ring, how get? And then if it's his ring, why same symbol as their ring?
Yeah.
So either way, it's a question.
Because it's cool.
Yeah, sure. And then finally, my question for the group is moving us into themes. So I figured it was fitting. So the angels go missing from her painting when she's looking at, but then the angel later saves Ronette, and then she sees it in the lodge and then cries.
Tears of joy.
Seemingly, yeah. Mm-hmm. How do you interpret Jason?
Yeah, send us Jason first.
Oh, geez. I don't even know where to go with that. Well, she feels like the angels have abandoned her.
And yeah, she's comes up earlier.
It's like, yeah, she's doing all of this stuff. She's trying to put on a good facade, but all of this, it's eating away at her on the inside. And so it's finally, when it's kind of just exhaling, it's all over, seeing it's like, okay, maybe they're back, or maybe they're there the entire time.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think it goes back to the quote she says when Donna asks, if you were in space, do you think you'd eventually slow down, or do you think you would keep falling faster? And it'd be neither. You're going to go at the same speed in which you started.
Yeah, that's basic physics.
Basic, come on. But she says that you go faster and faster, which is definitely about her falling into this cycle and this trap. And until eventually the angels leave you, right? Not even the angels can save you. And so she feels that she's so far down this that she can't be saved. So she almost sees herself as a bad person, which she isn't. And the angels leave her, and she's so far gone And then I kind of said before the angel doesn't save her in that moment. It's either that she envisions the angel because Ronette just got lucky and bounced. Or the angel did save her because Laura needed to turn down this thing to stop Bob, at least for a period of time. And then when she gets to the lodge, the angel returns and is like, you're not alone. Like, we are here. And Coop's there to comfort her too. And maybe that's the angel, is the fact that she's not alone here and she's safe, in quotes, in the lodge with Coop. I think, and that's why I kind of say it as like a happy ending, is like Laura is able to save her friends.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, like Leland does do more harm later. She doesn't get taken over and breaks the cycle. Bob is at least slowed for a time eventually, right? Mm-hmm. Really probably longer term than we think. And she is okay. She's not alive. She's not exactly dead either. She's in a space that's not bad though, to a degree. And I said Coop's there to comfort her. So that's how I see it. Is like, this is as happy as an ending as Laura can get. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's my thought. I hope. No, just sure?
No, sure, yeah. Yeah, sure.
Stop it. Don't look at me that way. Am I wrong in saying this? I don't know how. I like to interpret it as a happy ending. I'm not the only person. I know people on the internet see it this way. So people on the internet are, important.
People on the internet are important.
Yeah.
That's so beautiful.
No, just
Thank you
around.
for sharing.
Tell me if I'm wrong, though. I don't know. I'd love to hear.
I mean, I don't think you're wrong. I think I'm still in a place of processing it, hence why I'm the one who posed the question.
I don't think I found it a happy ending the first time, and I think upon watching everything and then watching this again, I see this is the best Laura can get, and she chose it on her own accord. To some degree.
I think that has part of it. I think there's also, I was thinking of it from the Jesus-ish allegory of, like, she didn't need the angels because she was strong enough to choose what she was going to go through to save people.
Yeah.
And then
I can see that
the
too.
end of the angel being there to be like, you did good, queen.
Yeah, I like that too.
And like the comfort that would provide her, that even if she passed away, that she saved other people.
I definitely do think there is like a Christ element to her character. I think that Lynch would never be like that simple with it, but I think it's supposed to be there.
Well,
I think it's very much supposed to be there.
There is so much ambiguity with spirituality and religion, especially because of is the angel there? Is it not? Also, like, she's doing things that are considered so morally right, and then doing things that people would typically see as morally gray or morally not good.
There's a reason every Easter people do a "She Has Risen" or "She Has Risen" with Laura Palmer.
Yeah, I know.
And like, yeah. And I've also seen Laura Palmer died for our sins posted before. So.
Yes. Okay. Jason, your thoughts on the spirituality and religion of it all?
No, I mean, we know Lynch is a spiritual person, and so that's obviously going to be an element. And even beyond that, you can take it just even what might be an even more simple level is someone willing to sacrifice themselves to save others, but without even a spiritual element to that at all.
Yeah, that's true.
Cooper is that as well, which is interesting, at least in the end of throughout, really, and at the end of season 2.
It makes a lot of sense for those two characters to be paralleled and like connected in a lot of ways.
And then you ask, like, did she save him? Did he save her? Or was it both? And I think it's kind of both. They like aid each other,
especially
in that
because
space.
Time is such a conundrum and unclear here that I think it makes sense to say in ways it's both.
She said, "See you in 25 years." Meanwhile. Damn, this movie's awesome. Yep, we're both doing that. We're all doing the hand symbols.
Yeah. I still don't know what it means. If it means.
What's it mean, Jason? What's our hand symbol mean?
Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's so beautiful. Like, who knows? Because I asked that in our last episode.
And I was like, I have no idea.
Yeah. Okay,
it looks hard.
It does look great. I was also thinking, too, about how what the log lady said can be, like, how that contributes thematically, because we see the log lady only once, very briefly, and she says, when this kind of fire starts, it's very hard to put out. The tender boughs of innocence burn first, and the wind rises, and then all goodness is in jeopardy.
Oh my God, and that can be about two things. That's one about the cycle of abuse, like starting above Leland and down. And that's also about Laura's direction she's going with her life in the self-sabotage and self-harm. He's a genius.
Yeah.
Give this man a Pulitzer.
I wrote that down and I was like,
You wrote down, give this man a Pulitzer?
No, I wrote down a quote. And then I think, obviously, when we think about the purpose and the themes of the film, obviously there's so much about sexual violence against women and what we are willing to let pass without intervening.
Yeah.
Specifically, I think, well, obviously we talked about Sarah and how much she knows and the fact that I think it's clear she has this fear that, like, of intervening because her husband is crazy and violent. And I think that she feels probably that intervening in any way, she won't be able to protect Laura regardless when this shit's going on, I would assume. But yeah, it's like her mother's there not intervening pretty much at all, like very timidly, and then willfully drinking a drugged substance. And then, like we talked about before, so many people in town knew that she was doing dangerous things and just allowing it to happen, or like engaging with this minor sexually or yada yada.
I think so. You're telling me Doc Hayward doesn't have any idea what's going on in that household? Like, I love Doc Hayward, but just Leland, they everyone knows each other. This is a 5,000 person town. 51,000, but we know it's supposed to be 5,000. And that's what's, I think, very interesting is like, what is the level of everyone's knowledge and why did nobody get this woman help? And it pisses you off. Pisses you off for a fictional character because we all have, every community has a Laura Palmer. You know?
I hate that.
Am I wrong in saying it though?
Put like that.
Think about the government of our country. Like,
no, I know.
You know?
We've made that parallel
yes.
many times throughout this podcast.
Yeah.
I think this show hits home a lot more actually watching it now than maybe it would have at other points in time. It very well
could, yeah. Yeah. I'm getting justice for Laura. I'm getting angry over here. It's like, yeah, I'm so pumped
sounds
to
like you need to start doing some advocacy work for victims of sexual violence.
I think everyone should. That's where I remember asking my old company to donate money. We were doing donations, and there was one where it was like housing for women leaving abusive situations. And I was like, that's all the money should go right to that one. I was like, nowhere else. I was like, that's the one. Yeah. So, yeah. Philippe and I both voted for that with all of our votes. So,
nice. Yeah. I worked with a lot of those agencies in Philadelphia, like referring clients to them. And yeah. They're very, very, very important.
And I think Lynch wanted to make that very clear with all of his work, but especially this. And that's what disgusts me even more. I'm gonna say disgust reading the reviews that people gave this movie. Yeah. Like, that's crazy. Clinical brain death? Like, get out of here. Like, you're watching one of the most heartbreaking movies that put to screen about a child. Yeah.
Well, if this podcast takes off and gets 1 million views,
we'll donate a bunch of money. Not all of it. Sorry.
I was going to say all the money from this episode.
From this episode. Yeah, that's fine.
To one of the local agencies that works with victims
I'm making
of
a joke about
violence.
Not all of it because we don't make very much money on the podcast, and it would be nice to have
pennies on this podcast. We do it because we love it.
Yeah. Okay. Any other thoughts on this movie, Jason? I have so many thoughts, and I don't know if I can even say anymore.
You've talked a lot.
I have talked a lot. I love this movie. I'm sorry.
No, there's too much. There's way too much. I mean, the fascinating thing, I guess, psychologically, is that even after everything, the Palmers still have a kind of family life. Like, after seeing, maybe not after seeing, after the, at least the first revelation, it's like, oh, wait, this is my dad. Like, they're in the car and they're driving to go get breakfast and just having...
What do you do as a kid? You don't have a choice as a kid.
And I also feel like there's this piece of her that's like,
that
can't be right. Yeah. Like, it's not actually my dad. Because then when she sees him later, she's like so deeply horrified. And I think it's because part of her didn't want to accept that it was him.
That's the crazy thing. Like, going back to the same house every single day because she's 17. Where else is she going to go? And eating dinner with these people and things.
And this is a real thing that happens. Yeah. That's what, like, really gets to me. Is, like, this is not isolated incident that's a fiction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, one of my coworkers was on a jury for a case
I
involving
remember
this. And the guy that was on jury, guy walked. I mean, to get tried again, but yeah,
that's
crazy.
if they tried him again.
Yeah, exactly. So it's horrible.
Yeah.
Okay. I was going to say one other thematic element is this is kind of like a weird, fucked up coming of age story in the same way that the show is for Kyle MacLachlan, for Dale Cooper, in that like he is changing as a person. I think Laura also, while she's already like has the loss of innocence, it's like she is changing throughout, and we just said to like save her friends and kind of realizes what she has to do to like protect herself and protect everybody. And it's really sad to see it happen to her, but I think it's an interesting like look. So
Something about Shelley in the original series and how just her situation with Leo, because she's the same age as everyone else, but she dropped out of high school earlier and got married to Leo, and she had by necessity to mature faster, which is why it was kind of like frustrating seeing her and Bobby try to work out the plan, and Shelley saying, like, well, no, this is like what we have to do, and Bobby just going off on like these weird,
stupid
like,
Bobby.
A high schooler would think this thing, and Shelley's like, no, like, this is the real world, like, you need to.
Yeah. It's actually a very similar thing, though. Shelley's trapped in that house the same way because she's married to him and doesn't feel that she can get out. And I know women have not... at that point, I think women can own credit cards, but without being married. But still, there is like a dependency.
Yeah.
Although, So, damn. This is a fucked up movie that I really, really like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that is valid.
Okay. Anything else we need to say about it? Or can we get on to our final bits and then wrap it up?
Yeah, let's do notes for Diane. Questions I'm carrying
I
forward.
almost missed that. We have plenty. Get
Questions
into the return.
I'm carrying forward into the return.
For 25 years later.
Yeah. What is the Blue Rose Task Force? Why does Coop have the ring / a ring with the same symbol?
I don't know if you're ever going to get an answer to that one.
That's fine.
The fact that Jason and I don't know. Yeah.
Where'd Chet go? I think we know where Chet went, but where'd Chet go? Why were there so many shots of the 6 on the telephone pole? And will I get a reason for that? Because they showed it a lot. What's the lore with the long-lost Philip Jeffries? Is it because he was where Chet go now?
We're going to watch The Missing Pieces at some point, and I think there's a little more information on that, but I haven't seen The Missing Pieces.
Yeah,
so.
Okay. Let's Rock was on the car. Why? Why car say Let's Rock?
What?
The arm, the map, the other place. Like, it's the first one. It's like, let's rock.
Whoa! I've totally forgot about that.
What the fuck does
You're
that
right.
mean?
He said that.
I know. Well, I didn't know.
Indication of maybe where he went.
Yeah, which is where I assumed he went when I said I think I know where he went, but like where go? Maybe it's a stupid question, but was Laura kissing Harold normal behavior in whatever their relationship was?
I don't know. I think there's some in the book about that, but I have not read the book.
Yeah,
So.
his relationship with her and the kind of stories that she was telling him, kind of a little eyebrow raising for me.
It's tough with him because he is already such a vulnerable person and character that of all the people that she shared very intimate parts with of herself to, he is the person that I blame the least for intervening or for not intervening, because I think that he was already at a disadvantage in life to intervene.
Definitely. It's kind of interesting, though, because she
him.
wouldn't have written that in the diary had it not been for him, which wouldn't have resulted in all this. I mean, this is all going to... all the Bob and Leland stuff would happen anyway, but Leland
Maybe
finding the diary
murder
might not
part
have happened.
when it happened, But also, I like that I have an answer as to why she gave him the diary, because obviously I questioned that.
Now you know, she's protecting herself.
What's Mrs. Tremond and grandson's role in the lodges?
I have a question for you. The Jumping Man. The kid wore the mask similar to the Jumping Man, and now I can't remember if they're the same person or if they're different.
What the fuck is a Jumping Man?
The same person.
The guy with the long nose mask that was during Phil Jeffries. They call him the Jumping Man.
Yeah, very brief. Yeah.
Did he? Oh, I guess you're right. There's a lot of lodge spirits you see, because we saw the Woodsman too.
Yeah.
This time.
An early form of the Woodsman.
They're what?
An early form.
An early form of the Woodsman. Yeah.
I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about
You'll
it.
get there.
Okay. Why was Laura not supposed to take the ring? We kind of talked about that. Did she ever write in her diary that Good Dale was in the lodge?
I was wondering that same thing.
I should have, by this point, actually read the published diary, but alas, I have not.
We'll read it eventually and have you on so we can all discuss. Why does Laura recognize Mike exactly?
Dreams, probably, would be my guess.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, is it in dreams? Has she seen him confront her father before? Is it because there's such a connection between him and Bob?
Could have been the
Like,
ring she
what?
saw, because Teresa had
Yeah.
that ring. She knew Teresa.
Yeah. So that was very interesting to me. Also, I guess, why did Mike... he was going there, but then didn't really intervene. So why? And I think that also is... connected
I
to the
think he
arm
was
thing.
trying to call him out, and Leland was revving the engine so much that no one could hear anything.
No. I mean, at the train car. Like, he goes to the site of
he was
the
trying to
murder.
he was trying to stop it. Yeah, I think, right?
But then he, like,
Yeah, well, he doesn't-
dips.
He's the one that throws her the ring.
Fuck.
It'd be a
okay,
little difficult for me
okay.
to get up in the train car with one arm, though.
You know what? You guys make great
I think he
points
tries
here.
to stop it, but then he throws her
He's
the
the-
ring, which again, we said, is this the protection? Is this the thing that links her to the lodge? Is it? You don't really know.
But I don't think he would have done that from what we learn of him in the show. I don't think he would have done that had it not been something that he thought would help her.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah, I totally
Because
agree.
I was like, why is he dipping without doing shit? And then he left Ronette on the ground. But if he was who threw the ring while I was probably typing a note, that makes a lot of sense.
And
I
that's-
wish I had time to watch this movie twice.
And that's why when they're in the lodge, I don't think Mike is like evil anymore. I think that it's
No,
just
I don't
showing
think
that they're
so.
connected, because the person that eats the garbanzo is the arm.
Yeah.
So,
And
which
it
is
was
apparently
gross.
the full evil part of Mike.
Yeah. I think that was my last question, because my other questions we talked
Carry them
through
all
and I have
forward. I don't know.
reasons.
We gotta talk off Mike about what to carry forward, because some might not. There's questions you have that might not ever get answered, and it'd be fun to have them in there. But like some, they might just be worth discussing when the show's
Why
over.
do I feel like What is the Blue Rose Task Force is one of the very obvious ones to carry over?
Yeah, you can carry that over, definitely. That one gets answered, so I'll just tell you right now.
I'm aware it's going to get answered. My predictions for what I should carry forward, if I were the
Sure.
one guessing what I should carry, was that, and then Let's Rock, if that had any meaning.
I think
to come up
Jason
later,
gave you
but,
what
like,
is-
that's
yeah.
literally, it is so funny. Okay.
That's rock.
Well, if anyone decides, Jason, do you think I need to carry any of those forward besides What is the Blue Rose Task Force?
That'd be the main one.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. All right, awesome. All right, so we're going to do some rating and ranking. Before we rate the film, we're going to rank David Lynch films from least favorite to favorite.
Oh, okay.
I have mine typed out. Now, I have not seen Dune or Elephant Man. I have seen all the other major films. Elephant Man's on the list to watch soon.
Same.
So.
Same.
Which is crazy, because I know Elephant Man's really good. I have mine up if you just want me to go.
Go ahead.
All right, this is I get a preface that a least favorite here is still like a 8 out of 10 for me. So,
Okay.
So my least favorite on all of these I have is Wild at Heart, which I really like.
I didn't think that would be your least favorite because you love that movie.
Yeah, except when you start laying them all out, it becomes insane.
Okay.
So
I
Wild
don't
at
have
Heart,
that
least
last.
favorite. Then I have Inland Empire,
Yeah.
which I just need to watch again, and I think it'll rise up. But watching it once was tough. The Straight Story, which I loved, Blue Velvet, and Lost Highway are probably all tied, but that's the order I went. Straight Story, Blue Velvet, then Lost Highway. Then my top 3 are Eraserhead at 3, Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me at 2, and Mulholland Drive at 1.
Interesting.
And I'm having
Okay.
probably recency bias with Fire Walk with Me, but it really affected me this time, and I think it's a phenomenal film. So,
Okay.
as you can tell by all the things I said about it.
Yes. Jason?
I should say the similar thing is that like bottom line is still probably if not an 8, at least a 7 out of 10.
What's your bottom?
Bottom would be Dune.
Yeah.
I do Dune, Straight Story, Wild at Heart, Blue Velvet, Elephant Man, Lost Highway, Eraserhead, Inland Empire.
What the fuck?
This is reasonable.
Fire Walk with Me, and Mulholland Drive.
So we have the same top two.
Yeah.
Holy
I
hell,
think
okay.
Lost Highway will go... No, excuse me. I think Inland Empire will go higher for me on another viewing, but the first watch is hard. It's a lot the first time, so...
Yeah, so I think that's going to impact my ranking as well. Having seen some of these so far apart, and having a little bit of recency bias as well, I think. So, again, I haven't seen Elephant Man or Dune. In last, I have Inland Empire. Then I have Wild at Heart. But I also have less memory of Wild at Heart, because it was one of the,
First that you watched, yeah.
second or third Lynch film I watched several years ago, and I haven't re-watched it. Then I have Blue Velvet, which I also would like to rewatch. And then I'm just gonna say a tie, because I'm a cheater, between The Straight Story and Eraserhead. I have more enjoyment watching The Straight Story, but Eraserhead sticks with me so thematically that I can't rate it too low. Then Twin Peaks Fire Walk With Me in third.
Whoa, this is huge.
Simmer.
Wow, I'm just shocked.
And you know what? It would probably be higher had it not had the intro with characters I don't care about. And it's very valuable. No, hold on. It's so valuable that it's there. I totally understand its purpose. Did I enjoy it? No.
Upon a rewatch, it's so much more fun and it goes quicker.
Yeah,
so.
I'm sure it does on rewatch. But I was like, why am I sitting here with this? Anyway, in number 2, I have Lost Highway. And number 1, I have Mulholland Drive.
Good.
I love Lost Highway. That is my most
She does.
watched
That's her jam.
David Lynch film.
You just made me think about something in the intro that I need to bring up. Another change in the foil of Twin Peaks of Deer Meadow is the way Teresa Banks' corpse is portrayed. Laura's very angelic, where Teresa is like rigor mortis, completely blue,
And like
looks
mouth
awful,
open.
mouth
And,
open.
yeah.
And I thought that was on purpose as well. Just made me think of it, so sorry to add that in later, but I need to sound smart for the audience. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to show off.
I feel like
Okay.
Jason is judging the fuck out of me having Lost Highway.
No,
at number
Lost Highway's
2.
great.
I like Lost Highway a lot, but of the...
I think
they
there
say
are
it's like
problems with it, but
I can't
the
believe
parts I love about it, I love.
I'm so pumped you have Fire Walk With Me at 3, though. All right, let's rate this thing on 2 different scales.
Okay.
So first of all, let's do our Twin Peaks coffee scale. For me, this is a damn fine cup of coffee. Highest there is.
It's
up there with all of the Lynch-directed
It's
episodes.
the best cappuccino I've ever had in Milan. Served with
You
my
said that
favorite
before.
slice of pie. I have said that before. That's how you know I really like it.
How we feeling, Jason?
No, it's, damn fine cup of coffee.
As high as it
Coffee
gets.
is as black as midnight on a moonless light. And I can't say it. Black as midnight on a moonless night.
That's beautiful.
All right, and then let's do our out of 10 rating.
I don't know where I'm
Okay,
at with that yet.
Then straight up, I gave this a 5-star on Letterboxd. So this is a 10 out of 10
shit.
movie for me. I think it's pretty perfect. I think it's one of those ones that I just know it's a 10 out of 10. So I think it's great. Jason?
No, it'd be a 10 out of 10 for me.
Hey,
Oh my
pressure. 10. 10. 10.
I'm not going to give it a 10. Mulholland Drive is a 10. I think it's funny because I feel like I probably gave Lost Highway a 4 out of 5.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I'd give this a 4.5 out of 5.
Okay. So 9.
Probably, yeah.
And then do we want a Dalton endorsement as well?
5 out of 5.
I'm going to give it a +5 on the
Yeah.
Dalton endorsement. You probably would too.
Yeah.
That means you want people
Yeah.
to watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
The issue is like, you gotta watch the show first. But like, the whole show is a 5 out of 5. For friends who are only listening to Welcome to Twin Peaks, Matt, would you like to explain the Dalton endorsement scale?
I know. This episode's almost an hour and a half.
No, the
Go
Dalton
listen to-
endorsement scale is a scale from -5 to 5, where our scores reflect how much we recommend the film, and a negative score means we don't endorse. 0 is true neutral, and a positive means we do endorse it. It's a 5 out of 5, we endorse.
Yes. Okay, well, for those of you who are here for Welcome to Twin Peaks, thank you for joining. Make sure you go check out Horror Out the Hannas, our other podcast. And those of you who are from Horror Out the Hannas, Fire Walk With Me rocks and is a great movie, and you should go check out the whole show and listen to Welcome to Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
Twin Peaks Rewatch podcast by us. So this will be both places. It's all confusing. You know how it is. But all that being said, Jason, thank you so much for joining us and getting me to watch this show in the first place. It's really important to me and quickly became probably my favorite show of all time.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
I give you credit for that. And we'll see where it sits for Hanna. when this is all said and done. So Hanna, once again, great work. Congratulations. You just have 18 more episodes and some other in between things. Crazy, right?
Crazy.
Okay, well, all that being said, this was a doozy, and we'll see you next week with a fresh cup of coffee.
Thank you for listening to Welcome to Twin Peaks, a Twin Peaks rewatch podcast from Horror Hour with the Hannas. If you liked the episode, please make sure to give us a 5-star review on your favorite podcasting app. If you'd like to call into the show, call us at 215-821-9584. You can find us on the socials at Welcome to Twin Peaks Podcast on Instagram, or at our original account at Horror Hour Hannas on TikTok. Come back soon for more coop, coffee, and cream corn.